We are back with the top 16 of the TGS Anniversary Month featuring Hearthstone, brought to you by the Gaming Stadium. My name is Brasky. Her name is Sway. We're both a little tired. We saw some priests and some warriors doing some Cthulhu things, Sway, and now we're still in the top 16, but we got more great matches coming up.
Yeah, we saw some loony Cthulhu. That's the only way I can describe it. Oh my gosh. The most insane Cthulhu matchups. Wow.
Just absolutely gnarly, the type of stuff that we've seen so far. And it's all because we've had this great tournament put on by folks at the Gaming Stadium. You know, today's event put on by Canada's leader in esports, the Gaming Stadium. All right, are you looking for the next big thing in competitive gaming? Well, look no further. I mean, the team at the Gaming Stadium are leaders in online esports tournaments and events. You can check them out at tgs.gg. And I got to say, Sway, the production team here at the Gaming Stadium has just been an absolute pleasure to work with, and they no doubt are going to be continuing to put on some absolutely wonderful esports events.
Really phenomenal, really well run, and they also use Monster Cat for their music during this broadcast. So if you like the music, have you heard about Monster Cat Gold? If you haven't tried it yet, it's a great service for a month where you can download and stream thousands of Monster Cat songs from top electronic artists. You can use music in your live streams and videos with no fear of DMCA claims or strikes. Learn more at monstercat.com.
And with Monster Cat playing on the stream right now, and after the insanity that was that last match, it is only appropriate that the next match we have features a player called Insane. And it's Insane versus ZEPHYR. It's going to be a very interesting matchup right now. Insane bringing the Miracle Rogue, the Control Priest, and the Control Warrior. And they're going to be up against ZEPHYR and their Death Rattle Demon Hunter, their Spell Mage, and their Miracle Rogue. Now, I'm a little salty because ZEPHYR was bringing a Control Warlock. It got banned out. We don't get to see that. And then there was, of course, the OTK Demon Hunter on the side of Insane, and that gets banned. So maybe the two funnest decks aren't in this matchup, but it's still going to be a really, really cool piece to see.
Definitely. And that Spell Mage, just let's see how it does. It's been pretty mixed so far. We were talking smack on it, and then Spell Mage came back and said, "Don't you talk about me that way." So let's see how it does for ZEPHYR.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see this matchup right here. We have a couple of Miracle Rogues, so we might see that Rogue Mirror match, but we also get to see how Death Rattle Demon Hunter deals with some of these more controlling decks as well. There's some cool spots that we've seen so far, and from the matches that we have gotten a chance to look at, Sway, and with the new cards that have come in here, who do you think has the upper hand between these two players?
You know, that is a hard question to answer. I'm kind of inclined towards Insane with that Control Priest and Control Warrior. But we have seen Death Rattle Demon Hunter do some crazy things. And Miracle Rogue is a toss-up. It really depends on the top deck. And I think that's been a reoccurring theme across this entire tournament so far. We have seen some top deck just really help out a deck that isn't favored. And we've also seen some top deck just crush a deck that should win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm thinking back to some pieces that we saw that Druid matchup a few rounds ago where that Gadget Sand Auctioneer off the top all of a sudden just drew things together. We might see something like that in this Miracle Rogue. We've seen it a couple times already. And the Spell Mage, you know, we have talked our bit of a little bit of smack on it a little bit, but that's the thing about Spell Mage, though. It can just pull wins out of absolutely nowhere. So who knows? They might pull wins out from ZEPHYR. There's a reason that these players have gotten this far, and we've got to think their deck choices have something to do with that.
Absolutely. And Spell Mage, like even the person piloting the deck, oftentimes you don't know what you're going to get.
Absolutely. And what I know we will get is we are going to get a fantastic match as we jump into Insane versus ZEPHYR to see who's going to move on in this fantastic tournament by the Gaming Stadium. We're waiting for some players to reconnect, but we can already see it's going to be, looks like a Priest against that Demon Hunter matchup. So early on, we'll kind of see how these decks will go up against each other. You kind of think the Death Rattle Demon Hunter up against that Control Priest. Obviously, the Priest, this specific Control Priest does not have Cthulhu. They're just rolling with a N'Zoth build with Mutinous as well. So that'll be something we have to kind of take a look at. Meanwhile, on the side of ZEPHYR, it itself has its own N'Zoth build, but it's got some legs. It can do some damage in the late game, especially with things like Illidari Inquisitor, and of course Death Speaker Blackthorn, you know, kind of the legendary that makes the whole deck work.
Yeah, we're not really looking at a very early game here for that Demon Hunter. It's going to have some legs in late game, as you said.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very interesting choice for these players to disconnect early on. I think I'm trying to think what's that going to do for these players to disconnect. It really seems like a great strategy move just to sit back and make us wait even just that much more as we actually now get started with Insane.
There it is.
Dropping off that Scorpid and finding themselves some value in a Soul Mirror.
Soul Mirror, great for right now.
And early on, we see good spots there with what's happening with the Demon Hunter. And we'll get our mouse switched up to take off the Demon Claws here in just a sec as well.
We are on that 3 mana turn for Insane right now, going ahead and removing the minion on the board, throwing down that palm reading.
Palm reading showing up. Initiation could be a pretty good pick here, and that is what they go with.
And away it goes, clears the board, and the 2/4 out on the board.
More death rattles happening, more pieces coming out.
Can we expect anything less from a death rattle Demon Hunter?
The Death's Hand Cultist doing some damage right there. Light Hour Elemental, Raise Dead over on that side. Of course, Blade Master, kind of want to hold on to that piece. Kind of an awkward early going right now for Insane. I mean, they could go Sethic Veil Weaver into Apotheosis. I think you're okay with that, because if it dies, you can just Raise Dead and probably get it back. But even then, you have to manage like how many cards you're getting out of it as well.
Correct. Nothing looks really like a clean, easy, straightforward turn right now for Insane. But unfortunately, probably needing to play something.
Yeah. Same way in that awkward side, if we look up at ZEPHYR, seeing the fact that N'Zoth is all the way on that end there, basically just kind of stonewalling that Skull of Gul'dan. It's going to mean that he's going to have to empty his deck the other way, because he's never going to have an opportunity to take advantage of it until after that N'Zoth leaves the hand.
Right. Which, honestly, we're already on 4 mana. Depending on how many things get played, that could be a viable option to play on turn 9.
Yeah, I would agree. Condemn is a possibility. Shadow Word Death can take out a good single target piece that needs to die, and that's exactly what we see right there.
I feel like ZEPHYR's probably going to push face here, although leaving a poison on the board is a little bit risky.
Yeah, Fishy Flyer sitting there as well. Of course, the Razor Boar not going to deal much out there. You can see the Tusk Piercer going to be able to do a little bit of work as well. Do you take out the 1/3 of the Fishy Flyer? Doesn't seem like something you would want to do, but it does keep a lot of your other minions alive.
It does, and it does allow you to do 7 damage to face without any concern of anything dying immediately. Because that poison is a very easy clear for that taunt. And immediately, look at that, already almost at half health for Insane.
Now you can draw a Death Rattle minion and maybe have that Razor Boar have something that it's going to touch on, which is going to be good as well.
Right. Thankfully, though, Priest things for Insane, so being at half health is no big sweat here.
Yeah. Initiation, not a bad move here. You can at least swing some tempo onto your side.
Right. Just
we'll
Priest
take
things.
that. It is gonna, this is gonna die to another Rush minion.
Right.
We might even consider, there's a couple things we can do here. We can do this into the Raise Boar, still push some damage in, and make sure that you can draw a Death Rattle with a swing of your weapon.
And there it goes. Goodbye, taunt.
Spectral Flyer at least heals up.
Right. Any health gained, though, is lost immediately.
Down to 15, and the Razor Board comes down. So the pressure mounting on the side of ZEPHYR. Insane needs to find a way to answer it. Soul Mirror is going to be a fantastic answer with that discount sitting here at 6 mana.
Oh, absolutely. Goodbye board. Although that Razor Board can pull that 3-cost minion from hand.
Trying to see what else they might go at right here. Soul Mirror seems like the smart play. Do you think that your opponent has a way to do some other shenanigans? Of course, Blade Master and a buff of Lifesteal. Does the Lifesteal deal damage all the way across? That's the question I have.
Let's find out. There it is.
And it does.
Full health, full heals.
Puts him back to 27. Nice move right there.
Just Priest things.
Just Priest things.
And a Felsteel Executioner, again, not looking any closer to that Skull of Gul'dan right now.
A renowned performer. Gonna at least be able to still, empty your hand out, take out what you want to take out. You do wish you just had that one more mana.
Right, exactly. And out comes the Executioner, so now Skull is in a prime spot as long as they get a 2-cost minion in front of that Skull next turn. really, honestly, needing some draw here for ZEPHYR.
Totally agree. Of course, that Fell Rattler going to deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Holy Smite takes care of it, makes easy work of that one. And the Light Shower Elemental. So now a 6/6 taunt sitting in the way, and still no way to take advantage of this Hand of Gul'dan, although the Tusk Piercer does allow you to finally take use of that Outcast.
Right. And there it is. Able to use that skull efficiently.
Yeah, you do wonder a little bit if they kind of emptied out their hand just out of necessity to get there and maybe not used some of the resources as efficiently as or as best as they wanted to. But at the very least, they do reload their hand. They allow themselves to get more, quill bores out there, get more pieces that N'Zoth is going to be able to bring back. But even then, this priest might be able to deal with anything.
Absolutely. I think this priest right now is in a much better position than this Demon Hunter.
Now the Blade Master back into hand, along with some more Discover mechanics, Draconic Studies. Of course, going to find ourselves some type of big dragon. Oh, man.
That's fine. Sure.
This is good. I think Ysera the Dreamer is probably the way to go here, although Malygos, maybe. Yeah, it's probably Ysera here, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I'm not going to throw out the possibility of doing a Deathwing as just a 10-mana
it's fun.
Let's start over again. Well, you never know. You might run into a spot, and there it is.
Okay.
You run into a spot where this Death Rattle Demon Hunter keeps building boards with N'Zoth, and you have another piece that's going to build more boards. Like, why not?
I love me some Deathwing, but I in general am a meme player, so...
And this one, this Deathwing, at the very least, depending on the amount of minions on the board, you're not going to lose your whole hand, but you might lose you might lose your best pieces.
Right, that is very true.
But you kind of get the sense from Insane that this is that Deathwing is a break glass summon dragon in case of emergency.
Yes, absolutely correct.
So now Fordring, Talon Fordring is going to be good because it's going to pull out one of those Illidari Inquisitors, which of course after your hero attacks, it attacks your minion as well, or your opponent's face as well.
Right. I was wondering if it was going to be a hand dump, and it was indeed.
Yeah, make complete sense here. Still go wide on the board, trying to get your opponent to use up whatever removal they might have. Second Soul Mirror into the hand now for Insane.
I wonder if that's worth it.
Well, let's see what they discover, because they could discover a third Soul Mirror.
That is true.
Draconic Studies, Wave of Apathy.
Power Infusion.
Power Infusion could be good with that Blade Master.
That is very true.
Kind of a big spot there. Wave of Apathy, I like that move. At the very least, just kind of stunt down your opponents for a little bit.
Definitely. I wonder if that Soul Mirror is going to come out. And there it is.
Yeah, it seems like a smart move. Deals with a lot of stuff on your opponent's board. Allows you to draw the highest cost thing in your deck at some point. And at the very least, you put 2 taunts to protect your big poison, your big poison minion.
Yep, and they're going ahead to trade, which absolutely makes sense.
You even probably want to trade this 2/2.
Yeah, there's the Inquisitor.
Boy, I'm trying to figure out a way how this Demon Hunter gets, pulls ahead in this specific matchup here. Because we're going to see N'Zoth, Soul Mirrors, Deathwings, Lions, Tigers, Bears, oh my.
And that is a bunch of damage delivering to face currently.
And more dream cards. Let's see what that one comes down. Laughing Sister, not exactly what we wanted there.
No. I wonder if Soul Mirror is the move again. There's also that Shadow Word as well.
Yeah, that Shadow Word could be a good pull as well. You're absolutely correct on that. Maybe even Wave of Apathy in N'Zoth.
That is true. Many options here. It's about what Insane wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
Could also even Hysteria on the Inquisitor, because it will eventually hit the poison.
And it's on brand for Insane to play Hysteria. Like, he is insane. He's probably a little hysterical. You might just want to play that card just to flex.
Oh, is N'Zoth coming out? Here comes N'Zoth.
Yeah, here comes N'Zoth. We're going to see a lot of minions show back up, even more poison spots, and there's that Wave of Apathy.
There it is. And goodbye taunt. With 2 poisons still on the board.
And that Wave of Apathy really does, really stunts that Illidari Inquisitor.
100%.
Kill that off. Bring back your own N'Zoth, which will most likely get answered by a Solmir and other pieces that are down there.
Very definitely.
How do we take care of this if you're ZEPHYR? It just doesn't seem like there's enough for them to take advantage of. Deal 1 damage to everything, take out more pieces of the board, heal yourself up, but it heals your opponent's stuff as well. 8/8 Demon Claws, lots of poison minions going to take care of whatever they want to.
13 to face.
13 to face, down to 14. More dream cards now. And another Venomous Scorpion.
How much poison can a poison? If poison's poison.
I think, if you carry the 2 plus a Stinger, the answer is Solmir. So with this spot right here, Sethic Veilweaver, start getting some value out of this. See what you discover.
Shadow Word on the N'Zoth. Out comes the next poison.
Flash Heal feels good. Shadow Word Ruin could be a possibility. Condemn will be active and fully ranked up as well. Psychic Split could be good too.
And Condemn is a beautiful cleanup. Goodbye, minions.
And you have a whole wall of poison scorpions waiting for whatever's coming on your opponent's side. Boy, I think this might be all she wrote for the Demon Hunter here, unless you can really find something you want to do. I mean, of course...
Blackthorn, though. But I mean, it's a little bit late.
Yeah, summon 3 Death Rattle minions. What is left to... What Death Rattle-y things are left to summon that are really going to make that kind of impact?
Right. It is a little bit late.
I grow impatient.
ZEPHYR taking their time, trying to figure out what else they can maybe pull off here.
I think that was the only option.
Blackthorn pulling off 3 minions. Alar.
Okay.
An old 7/3 that isn't really going to stick around. Let's see, a Laughing Sister. Are you going to dream something back to your opponent's hand?
I mean... In the grand scheme of things, like, these Scorpids are annoying because they're poisonous, but, like, they're not a huge threat. They're just 1 attack each.
Well, see, now here's the thing. If you go with a Solmir and you get your own, reviving Phoenix, and then use your Scorpion to take out an egg to remove that from your opponent's side.
Also need to remove enough things to... Yep, there it is. Maybe Solmir now. Yep.
Nice move right here.
Beautiful.
And now Insane has their own Alar and are able to deal with the egg on their opponent's side and smash up a board. That looks like this might be the last move right here for Insane, as they now completely take over their opponent's board one more time, have dealt with just about everything on the side of this Demon Hunter. Right. This looks like it's all she wrote here in game number 1.
ZEPHYR still having that skull, though. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if they're going to just give up here. Oh, Mutinous.
Just throw the Mutinous out. See if it takes out the Deathwing.
That would be a chonky Mutinous if it did. I mean, but there is a poison on the board.
Yeah, full chunk. Well, you could Spectral take out the 0/3. You'd probably Skull before that.
Right.
Is there anything here you really want to dream? Like, you don't want to dream the Scorpion, just give them more value to find more spells.
No, absolutely not. There's a skull. Let's see what we find.
Fell Rattler? Raise Boar?
I mean, we find sticky minions, but nothing terribly optimal.
What's on the Illidari studies? Let's study some Illidari and see what we learn.
Okay, that's... Okay.
We can see what else we can do. That's at least going to take out the...
Yeah, the question is there going to be a 7/3 on the board next turn or not?
Yeah.
It looks like ZEPHYR is trying to decide. Well,
boy, between a rock and a hard place is ZEPHYR here in game number 1. They're finally going to rush some things out. Going to add as many minions as they possibly can. Take out that 0/3. Take out that 1/3.
Yes.
Makes sense.
ZEPHYR fighting a good fight.
Taking out as much as they can. Draconic Studies now into the hand for Insane. They might even be able to South Sea Scoundrel and just say, yeah, I'm going to mill you out. Draconic Studies first, though. Let's discover something. Anixia Broodmother. Alex Straza, the Lifebender. Knows Dormu for the memes.
Those Dormu is just crazy.
If only there was an opportunity in a top 8 where just both players decided to have Ms. Dorman in their deck.
Oh, I would thoroughly enjoy that. Speed
How
Hearthstone.
crazy. Yeah, how crazy would that get? So some Scoundrels, some Deathwings, lots of things on the side of Insane. ZEPHYR, this might be the turn that we just see this Mutinous come out. But not before Dream comes down to try and take out some type of really high-value minion. What is it going to be? Here comes the Devourer, and it mutinizes.
Oh.
There goes the Deathwing.
There it is, and now it's a 16-16 with no poison on the board to answer.
And renewed, and hold on a second, folks.
This is not over.
Wait a minute.
This is not even close to over.
So renew, what is that? This Shadow Word Ruin.
Oh, there it is.
Oof.
There's the answer.
And what every priest opponent loves to see is the words discovered by.
I wonder if it's worth a Hysteria and then a Shadow Word Ruin just to full clear.
Yeah, that makes a good amount of sense. You could also just maybe hold on to that Hysteria for any last little bits of minions and damage that your opponent might have.
That is very true.
And of course the
Yep, the Samuro.
Why not going to take out that 3/1?
Sure,
Boom.
let's clear. Let's clear. Why not? Oh, another Inquisitor, though. Oh,
Hello.
Double Inquisitor. Hello, Double Inquisitor.
What else are we doing here? And an I-Beam.
Well, that looks like some damage, doesn't it?
Indeed.
That looks like something very hard to answer.
But you at the same time, you don't want to overcommit.
That is true.
Because then a Hysteria might just ruin your weekend. And if you attack with the Hysteria, then the Alex Straza is going to take that out.
This is a little tricky here, isn't it? 10 damage to face for ZEPHYR. Removing the Samuro, and then 10 to face.
Boom, boom. Down to 18. Apotheosis now.
There's a Spectral Flyer.
Which you could put on a rush minion if you wanted to.
Yeah. Oh, but there goes Alex.
This might be all she wrote right there.
ZEPHYR just going. ZEPHYR.
Oh, there, Inquisitor. One more spot, but again, we can Spectral Flyer into Apotheosis, and you've completely drained your opponent of all absolute resources. There is nothing more priest-like than taking everything from your opponent and still having so much on your end at the end of it.
This is insane.
It literally is. Insane has done an insanity thing. They now have a South Sea Scoundrel. They're up there. They put those spots. They yield for now. ZEPHYR goes down, and Insane takes the 1-0 victory. At the very least, as someone who is maybe not the biggest, I appreciate Priest. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I appreciate it. They got the win early, right? Like
Yes.
it's like great. They've done it. We move on to the next one. But hats off to Insane. They really managed that game well.
You know, I'm actually also really impressed with ZEPHYR's survivability in that game. Death Rattle Demon Hunter is not like, I mean, there are large minions in that deck, but they played it very well according to what Priest is capable of. I was very impressed with that game.
Yeah, it's that old adage that you can play a game, completely correct and still lose. It's one of those spots where they did set themselves up for as best as they possibly could to get that Illidari, then copy that thing. Like that could have done some damage. That could have snuck out a victory if the cards, shift a little bit differently, right?
Absolutely.
So really well done by ZEPHYR, and we can see right now that they are jumping right back onto the Demon Hunter side of things. Meanwhile, Insane jumping onto that Rogue to see if they can find some miracles of their own. And Mutinous the Devourer, renowned performer. That Tusk Piercer, a great thing to have on turn 1 to guarantee some death rattles as well.
Definitely. I'm wondering what our mulligan is going to be here. We're probably going to... I mean, Neophyte's not technically very important with our Demon Hunter.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It might even be a full toss, and that it is.
It is
So
indeed.
Shadow Step, Swindle,
Oh.
early Mankirk on 3 is pretty good.
We love some Mankirk.
Another Shadow Step. Do you just want a Mankirk on a Mankirk on a Mankirk? Just over and over and over and over and over again?
I mean, let's just hit face for 3, like, multiple times. Let's just do it.
So the early weapon into the hands of ZEPHYR, going to try and guarantee some Death Rattle minions be pulled. Vanessa Van Cleef right there. Maybe you throw this out there and you don't really have anything Death Rattly on the side of the Rogue. But this might just be your own little dagger mastery and hold it up.
Yep, we're just going to go ahead and hold on to it, not attack. And our options here, I mean, we could coin out that 3.
Let's see what we pull first with our Death Rattle sides. And, yep, we'll take that.
Yep.
Fell Rattler would be a nice thing to have, especially if the Razor Fin Beastmaster comes down.
The Alar in hand is really nice for ZEPHYR.
And there's Tenwu.
Oh my goodness. I wonder if we're going to Mankrik and Shadow Step.
I mean, it's possible. Does it, like in my mind, I'm like, yeah, that sounds awesome. Is it the right play with these Shadow Steps, or do we need to hold on to these for some really, really spicy turns later on?
Yep, we're holding on to them for some spicy turns. I really love playing for the memes.
I know, right? Like, both of us are like, the bronze player in me says, do it.
Do it every time.
The golden card back side of me says, hold on, do the right play.
And clearing off that Mankrik, not giving the opportunity for any kind of Shadow Step, tempoing out the Fishy Fire.
See what else we have Insane now. Secret Passage in hand. I don't mind doing a Secret Passage here. You got Shadow Steps, you got Swindles. We saw a little bit in a couple rounds earlier how doing a Secret Passage on turn 4 was really, really great and good value. You're going to get 5 cards or 4 cards from your deck, and maybe even have more on top of the 5 that you're putting back.
Right.
Field Contract, Og Merchant, Foxy. Good stuff here.
Does it look like a Field Contact?
Yeah, I don't think we want a Field Contact because it's going to immediately die. We can't pair it with anything.
That is true.
So maybe just get some tempo and do Foxy with the Og Merchant. That can stand out to me as a Battlecry combo piece. Give yourself a 3-1 Divine Shield and a 2-1. At least contest the board a little bit.
Right, just get something going.
And we put those back, put 5 cards back into our hand. Not the best Secret Passage there, pulling some really, really heavy stuff, but it still felt like the necessary play.
I agree. I think it was either that or pass, which felt terrible.
And there wasn't really anything you wanted to pull with Vanessa Van Cleef either. There's Fell Rattler. It's going to be able to deal with basically this whole board.
And there we go. Just massive amounts of damage to face. Insane not finding a good top deck right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, nothing from... There's not much that Tenwu can do for you. Janice Barov still a ways away from that one.
Right, 1 turn away. Not a great turn. Not a lot to do. Vanessa into your own Fell can be something that you want to do. Unless that was pulled by a Death Rattle minion. No. Really on the back foot, just an awkward hand, those Shadow Steps, right? I mean, Tail is old as time when you're playing Rogue, right? Right.
Sometimes those Shadow Steps are exactly what you want, and sometimes they just stick in your hand with nothing for you to do.
Out comes Vanessa. Shadow Stepping Vanessa.
Vanessa again, getting dropped down.
Nice.
Getting that Fell Rattler.
Not bad.
Getting us some rush, taking out a 3-2.
Right.
Pretty nice move.
Not amazing.
Not the most efficient use of cards, but it's whatever we could do at that point.
Right, exactly. Insane doing the best he can with his hand right now.
Is this an Alar turn?
Sorry?
Do we play Alar at this point? Play ourselves a 7-3, trade out? We've already shown that our rogue opponent is kind of struggling to find stuff at this point.
It looks like that. Pressure, quite a bit of pressure from ZEPHYR if that Alar comes out. Also considering that Spectral Flyer.
Yeah, I don't mind this either. We can put the Spectral down. It stays alive. We're still pushing damage with our hero power.
Right.
We are on the front foot. We need to make this rogue kind of... We need them to shift the whole game, and they have not done so yet.
Jandis could have a good answer here for Insane, depending on what comes... Oh, okay.
Oh, there's some tempo.
There's some face damage.
Swindled, double swindled. So we see the foundations of an eventual miracle turn, but we just haven't found the one thing that's going to trigger all this miracle stuff. So Jandis is the way to go. We do have a 4-4 rush and a 4-5 taunt.
Right. And it looks like, I think we're just going to hold, right? Yep. Oh, and we Shadow Step Jandis. Beautiful.
Nice move there. That's going to help with a lot of combo pieces. That's going to help us at least find some more value to what it is that we want to use here. Now we have flipped the board.
There it is. There's the answer. Insane found it.
Still at 9, though. And we're 1 mana off from seeing Mutinous take out that Jandis. But still plenty of stuff, rush minions and other things to do on the side of ZEPHYR. This might be an Alar turn.
Yeah, Alar looks like it's coming out here.
Just kind of to bait some removal and other things, hold off your opponent for a while.
Easily.
But it just makes sense that you want to take out this 4/4. Take out the 4/4, get yourself some taunty 1/1s as well.
Right. And
interesting moves there. Alexstrasza now into the hand. So now we get to see some of the combo potential. We might even go Tenwu onto this Jandis and do it again. Moonfang is now sit there. Now we do Tenwu. Now we have a 1 mana Jandis.
We just generated so many cards.
That is a fabulous move right here for Insane. This is the type of turn that can swing a game.
100%. Phenomenal turn.
Wow. So we take out 1 minion on that side. This does not feel great all of a sudden. Look at Insane.
Mutinous.
Doing some great things. Mutinous. Great play right here. It's going to get the value, taking out Alexstrasza. But still, look at all the damage coming your way.
Definitely.
10. I mean, it's lethal right there, right? 10 plus 6 plus another 5. That's going to do it. Insane's going to take a 2-0 win.
That is it.
Wow.
You know,
you go ahead. I think we're both going to say the same thing. So hats off to you.
I was worried for a second. Just the board state of Insane. It was causing me some worry, and ZEPHYR was looking really strong. And the flip happened so suddenly that Jandis' turn was so key to Insane being able to do things.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason they call it a miracle rogue, right? We thought that hand was so just kind of janky and kind of pieces, but they utilized the Shadow Steps at the right play. Tenwu, that card has really impressed me so far. As we've kind of seen how this new meta has gone, we just saw 3 Jandis Barrobs take over a game, right? From being down to 9 health and not having anything left for us, and all of a sudden just having this wealth of minions on our side. Really impressive turn from the rogue play, and really impressive play from Insane.
Definitely. Is this going to be it? Is this going to be the end of it? Is what I'm wondering. Is ZEPHYR going to be able to make a comeback here with the Demon Hunter?
And a Death Rattle Demon Hunter against a Control Warrior. We saw what the Control Priest did to this Demon Hunter. It exhausted it of all resources. Does the Control Warrior have the same type of tools to outlast what the Demon Hunter is going to throw?
The Imprisoned is a great turn 1. Parade Leader, just slamming it down. Let's go. No immediate rush though. Kind of surprised the Parade Leader slammed. I mean, we gotta keep up, but I'm a little bit surprised.
You get the sense that they just they want to play things. They want to be able to test the board that they will eventually see from the side of this Demon Hunter. The more you can get ahead on things like that, the better off you're going to be.
Absolutely. Create some pressure.
Yep. Weapons for my master. There is a 3/2 conditioning now sitting there. That might be a play that we do here. You can hold off with it. I mean, you can put another Imprisoned Gangrang in there. You have to use this 3/2 against that 1/1. Tank up a bit as well. Still going wide on the board.
Yep.
And still your opponent showed that they did not have a way to deal with this all-important 2/2.
Correct. And at this point, just the fact that you have that 2/2 on board is phenomenal.
Insane trying to get to top 8 with a 3-0 sweep over ZEPHYR. ZEPHYR just waiting and finding ways in which they might be able to reverse sweep this whole thing. It's going to be an interesting spot.
Needing to use that weapon this turn in order to get full value from it. And Trasher coming out. Pressure with these rush minions.
Let's see what else is on the side of ZEPHYR. See what else they want to pull off here. Raging Fell's a spot. Fishy Flyer seems like a great thing to have against this 5/5.
Insane forcing ZEPHYR to answer. This is very interesting. rather than waiting to have to answer to ZEPHYR's plays, Insane just going ahead and forcing those rush minions, making ZEPHYR answer.
Troublemaker now into the hand for Insane. Stage dive, going to corrupt, find a rush minion and give it a buff. Bumper car feels good. Conditioning going to buff all these other things. Really, really strong moves here from Insane.
Insane just taking control right now. ZEPHYR having a full hand.
Yeah, they are putting the rush on. So much to do on this. I mean, this Rush Warrior can be proactive when it wants to be. It really is a flexible deck, right? It can be the defensive deck if you're against aggro. It can be the control deck if you want it to be. It can be that aggressive thing if you want to. Another conditioning now into the hand for Insane.
Just pushing face. Incredible. Playing this control warrior as if it's a face.
Let's see what they can do.
Let's see if we trade that 2-2 into that 4-1. Oh, no, face. Let's go face. Face.
No need, they say.
ZEPHYR literally staring death in the face right now.
Yeah, quite literally.
Rather than taking that weapon to face, they removed any chance.
My hand is full.
Nothing else. Death Hand Cultist gets burned. Here comes a coin.
What's coming out? There's Death Speaker
Throw out
Blackthorn.
the Death Speaker. Let's see what it pulls.
Any taunts?
All 3 rush.
Okay. There are the answers that ZEPHYR was looking for.
Here's that big swing turn.
Still 1 turn away from Troublemaker, which could take care of all of this.
Very true. Stage dive.
Uncorrupted Stage Dive. Still worth playing?
Again, this might be all for naught if we don't find a way to heal, because this Alexstrasza in 2 turns is going to deal 8 damage to face.
Rokara. Okay, Rokara. Really great with that bumper car on the board.
Okay, Rokara and Debumpakara. I mean, this is, it was a great swing turn by ZEPHYR, but we're going to see a Troublemaker on 8 if they don't heal at all. If they don't find any way to do that, then is Alexstrasza going to close out the game?
Right. Conditioning.
There's conditioning.
Rokara coming out. There she is. Let's see Rokara do her thing.
Even more stuff, even more pieces, more buffs happening. Let's see here. We do have the Skull of Minari, but we already have such a full hand, such an awkward setup here a little bit.
I mean, ZEPHYR can clear right now.
You can clear, you'll get some 1-1 taunts up. Throw the 3-1 at the 6-3, the 3-2 into the 5-5. Maybe Mutinous? Like you just kind of Hail Mary Mutinous and hope you take out one of the most powerful things on your opponent's side and then generate a huge big minion on your own.
This Troublemaker could just be it if they don't clear the board right now.
Spectral Delinquent. That can easily be dealt with by something that hits random stuff. Demon Claws, push and face. 3-2 also push and face.
ZEPHYR staying in the game.
Like it. I like what they're trying here. Another Troublemaker into the hand. 6-3 taking out a 1-1. Gigantic Troublemaker.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see where these ruffians go. Hitting face. And a 3-1.
That is gonna be they have to answer to that. They have to.
There needs to be something they can find here. So let's think about this. We're at 8 mana. We have some rush minions. We can throw 2 4-3s out there. And, we have 2 4-3s. Throw that into the 10-12s along with our other 4-4.
Right.
We need to get everything down to 1, and then the Fell is going to take everything out. We have a big rush with this Eladari that can do some fun things.
Right. There are options. There are plenty of options. It's just which option does ZEPHYR want? And if ZEPHYR does clear the board, we know that there's another Troublemaker in hand. So that could just be the end.
Yeah, that might just do it. I mean, and we're at turn 9 anyway. So if they don't, I think this is over. I think we're going to see Insane do a 3-0 because this Alexstrasza is just going to finish everything out regardless.
That is true.
Insane's going to go on to the top 8 here with just amazing plays with just demolishing everything with this warrior. And pushing face, is what
There it is.
ZEPHYR's going to do. And that's all she wrote. It's only a matter of seeing Alexstrasza throw 8 damage to the face, taking out ZEPHYR, and getting a 3-0 sweep into the top 8 here at this outstanding tournament we've had with the Gaming Stadium. And Sway,
What a sweep.
Yeah, what a sweep. I mean, outstanding job right there by Insane. It felt a little like, it felt like Insane, like for ZEPHYR, they did fantastic. We could see them playing their decks really well. They just kind of ran into a bad setup right here, and it resulted in the 3-0.
Right. No, Insane just tempoed out all of those minions, really just took control of the board, and Insane did, and ZEPHYR was just not able to answer to it.
Yeah, and sometimes that happens when you get to these spots when you're in the top 16. It did really play well, both of these players, but we just saw exactly how good Insane can manage all of their decks putting things together. We saw Miracle Rogue do its things. We saw a lot of interesting Rush Warrior things. Control Priest is still Control Priest as well. And, before we get to top 8, Sway, and we're going to sign out and send it over to our co-casters, what's been the thing that stood out to you about this new mini set and how it's impacted the meta?
I'm so impressed with how well all of these players have learned the mini set so quickly. Like, this mini set has a lot to offer. I think that it hasn't drastically affected the meta in a negative way. I don't think. I think that it's really kind of made it a little bit healthier, made it a little more diverse. I'm very impressed with it. How are you feeling about it, Brasky?
Things are interesting. That's what I see from all these spots, right? It might not be the interesting that I want if it's going to be Control Priest everywhere, but it's still interesting nonetheless. I'm excited to see where else that's going to go. And I know that we are going to go here in just a little bit and hand it off to our co-casters for the top 8, and that's Wicked Good and Dollar Bills. But before we go, Sway, where can people find you all across the internets playing Hearthstone and other pieces of wonderful gaming?
So you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at sway_baytv. I also stream on Twitch Thursday through Sunday at 9 p.m. Central Time, sway_bay. And how about yourself, Brasky?
You can find me on all sorts of social media platforms and Twitch at Brasky1142, just across the entire spectrum of the interwebs as well. And of course, huge shout outs to all the folks at the Gaming Stadium for putting on such an awesome tournament. And we know that
Truly fantastic.
Absolutely. We know that you want to stick around for that top 8. So make sure that you do. We'll sign off for now, and we'll see you all next time.